I aim to motivate and inspire viewers to see the clothes they wear as an expression of their personality and their beliefs. This is the Slow Wardrobe. Come and have a look. Hello, welcome to episode 40 of the Slow Wardrobe podcast. My name is Linda and I am your host. In today's episode, I have again a fairly short update on my knitting endeavors, followed by a section of Layercake inspirational outfits with a view on springtime, which in my part of the world has just started. Everybody is gearing up for a long weekend next week when we celebrate Good Friday and the Easter weekend. So with that in mind, I have put together a number of lighter colored and lighter layered layer cakes to celebrate springtime and the upcoming new shirt, Layercake shirt. With regards to the shirt, before I dive into the knitting, the shirt is still on pre-order at the moment until the end of the Easter weekend. And for that period of time that it is on pre-order, it's on a sale for a special price because we then do one production run of it. So until Monday the 5th of April, you will be able to order your white shirt for that special price. After that, the price is going to go up. So have a look for that on the website if you're interested. But without further ado, let's dive into my knitting endeavors of the past 2 weeks. You may have seen on my Instagram feed that I just finished a pair of rag socks. I didn't use the original Swedish yarn that Midwinter Yarn sells for these socks. I used 2 strands of sock yarn held together. I'll show here in the down bar exactly which ones they were. One was a 5 Moons yarn called Diana, and the other one was a Rico Designs sock yarn that has been discontinued, and I still had a ball of it at home. They're both quite nice and pale pink colors, bit in line with the Layercake looks that you're going to see later on. And instead of knitting the plain 8-inch of 1x1 rib cuff that you normally do for rag socks, I interrupted that cuff. So I started knitting top down and I interrupted that cuff with about 3 inches of plain stocking stitch, which then gave me a little canvas for a little bit of embroidery. And what I put on the socks are 4 per sock little toadstool, red toadstools with the light dots and a light stem, just for fun really. They're socks for around the house. I wear them instead of slippers, if you like, and I just wanted to jazz them up a bit. So officially these are still a work in progress because I still have 2 toadstools that don't have their stems and their spots. They're going to get them tonight, and then this set is ready. They're for me and I'm looking forward to wearing them already. So that's my only almost finished project. Then the other one, which is still a work in progress, is my twirly scarf knitted in, this was the project that I lost for I don't know how long, and I don't remember where I left it either, but again I found it again, and that I'm knitted with one of the pebble gradients of the Layercake linen, starting in the white and then gradually going to undyed and back to white again. Nearly there. And I've picked this up a couple of times in the evening because it's perfect for knitting in front of the TV. And can I get motivated to finish this little project? I am really struggling, and I think it is because I've got my mindset on knitting myself another jumper, and I'm really keen to start it. So I'd kind of promised myself not to start it until I had finished this, and then I buckled yesterday evening. So eventually this will get finished, she said, because what I started is, I think it's called the tall Venen. Should have checked that before I started filming, shouldn't I? It is knitted in the Biche et Bûche Le Petit Lamb's wool. It's a jumper that has some color work in the yoke. And when it comes to color work, I love this yarn. I love its fineness. I love its grippiness. The fact that it's grippy and soft at the same time. It's rustic and soft. I love it. So I changed the cast on into my favorite because I think it's beautiful. But apart from that, I've just finished the first set of instructions, which is to knit a 1 by 1 rib for 1 inch. So I'm about to start increasing, but this is going to be the neckline. And I am knitting this jumper in the colors of the original sample, which is this beautiful rust orange, which when you look up close has got very light tangerine, but also really dark, almost red in it. It's beautifully marled orangey red, rich orangey red. And then as the two accent colors, there is this beautiful aqua and then this dark, it's called gray brown, and both of them have multiple colors in them. So it's this combination. I am besotted with it. So I had to go for the original color combination. So I've just started this yesterday evening, and you do the ribbing on, I think, 2.75 millimeter needles, and the body is knitted on, or the color work is knitted on 3.25 millimeter. So I'll keep you posted on the progress. Meanwhile, I also have this jumper, which I finished a while ago, and which I told you has issues in the sense that the yarn that I used for the little tiny flowers, the little red flowers, is less stretchy than the rest of the yarn. So even though I gave all my floats enough yarn, when I wear it, the little sections that have the tiny flowers, they pull tight very easily, which at the top is not a problem because that is sitting around on my shoulders, but the bottom one is hitting beyond my shoulders, and when you wear that you feel it, to the point that I know I'm fussy enough that this would become a jumper that I'm never going to wear. It's always going to be like, tomorrow. So I think I've said before already, I'm going to apply surgery on this jumper. It's knitted top down, so if I turn it around and hold it up, then this would be holding up the knitting the right way up. I'm going to open up the jumper just, or the knitting if you like, just above that last row of the little flowers. Put the live stitches, or the live bottoms of stitches that I create, itchy, here on a needle. Then take back these, there are only 5 rows of color work, and re-knit them with longer floats for my pink flowers, and then graft the live stitches back to the next set of live stitches above it. That's the plan. Not only doing that, but creating a filmed catalogue of it, so I can show you what I've done, how I did it, how fiddly it does or doesn't get, for those of you who are interested. I was hoping to have time enough to start this and start filming this week, but I'm also on a bit of an end sprint getting my new website launched. My daughter's been helping me with it. I'll talk a little bit more about it in the Layercake section, but the bottom line is, by Good Friday, by the end of next week, I should have a new website live. I'll show you in the next section the new logo for the website, and that new website is coming this coming week. So the Slow Wardrobe has a new logo coming. The original was done in a bit of a rush when I changed the name of the business from Tall Yarns and Tales to the Slow Wardrobe. For those of you who are wondering about that name change and how that came about, it was really because there were too many people who assumed that the name Tall in the name of the company meant that what I did was for tall people. Whether it was knitting designs or layer cake, they thought, oh, it's clothes for tall people. And of course, it's not. It's clothes for everyone. So I felt that it would be beneficial to lose the word tall, which was purely based on the fact that I'm tall. So it didn't have any particular practical reason in the name of the business. So I settled on the Slow Wardrobe at the beginning of 2018, and then kept the look of the logo for the Slow Wardrobe virtually identical to the original logo for Tall Yarns, to ensure that people would not get confused. So with a new website coming, I thought it was high time that the Slow Wardrobe has its own look going into the future. I hope you like it. So next to me is one other tiny little highlight before we launch into Layercake, is the new mannequin that I got very recently that can be set up to measure a size 3 Layercake, which is the way she has been set up now. She's wearing a Synergy step top with the knitted sleeves and a knitted panel. I will show her in episodes to come and on Instagram with lots of different outfits, because of course our smocks, our tabards, our play suits, our dresses, all our top garments, the tail smock, are all made up to a size 3, which is a size 26 to 28 UK. If you are beyond the sizes that we do, either at the bottom end or at the top end, and you'd love to wear Layercake, drop me a line. I guarantee you we can do something for you and make something that suits and fits you. So enough of that. You'll see more of her. Ideas for a name for her are very welcome. I haven't named her yet, but I like naming the mannequins here at the studio. So that's it for me for this week on the knitting front. Let's look at some lovely springtime layer cakes. Okay, first of all, I apologize for the sound. For some reason that I currently cannot explain, this week it turns out to be my microphone that isn't cooperating. I tell you, there's almost something every time I try to record a podcast. I've forgotten to charge the batteries of the lights, or somebody tries to call me in the middle of the recording and then the recording cuts out. Sometimes the recording in the past has cut out without any warning, so I've been talking to a phone that wasn't recording anymore. And this week it's the microphone not coming on when I connect it to the phone. So what you're listening to is the sound of that the iPhone can pick up at distance, because of course I'm standing a couple of meters away from it so that you can see me. Fingers crossed that you can hear me as well, and that I don't sound stupid shouting at the phone for the next however many minutes. The idea of this week's layer cake section is to show some nice springtime outfits. And I don't know about you, but I associate springtime with aprons and apron-like garments, maybe because of going into the garden and making it ready for spring and planting things. I don't know, that I see other people do, because I haven't got the first clue about gardening myself. But actually, just this past week, for the first time in our lives, ventured into asking someone for help with our garden. We've been at our house for 19 years, and every now and then when it would get really bad, we would tackle the garden and pull out lots of things, not really knowing half the time whether it was the weeds that we were removing or the plants. The people that we got to help us with the garden have assured us that there's lots of lovely stuff left, and the difference that they've made by just helping out for a day so far in clearing lots of mess and lots of weeds is amazing. So they're gonna help a little bit more, and all of a sudden it feels the house is lighter and it looks so neat, because walking up and down our drive for years, knowing that that garden really needed some TLC and just having absolutely no idea where to start, it's a little bit soul destroying, really. So I'm very much in the mood of gardening, even though I don't do it myself. And I have this association with aprons. So I've put this apron on. Of course, I'm gonna show the new shirt lots, because that's perfect for this springtime. And I was wearing these baggies already today, so I just kept those on. But of course, the first change I'm going to make is to try and make this outfit look a little bit more spring-like and less layered. And how can I make that any more easier than to just remove the baggies? So that's what I'll do. Baggies gone. And as you can see, with my very white veiny legs, excuse the white veiny legs, hopefully it doesn't look too bad in the picture, but there you go, this is me, especially in winter time or after a long winter time. As you can see with the apron, with my height, it just covers my knees. Of course, it doesn't on the side, and it's got these splits. So if you decide that that's a bit too much, in my case, I would actually feel comfortable with this, because it's still far enough down and it really doesn't open up much, not even when you walk. And you've got those flaps that are a bit stiff because they're sewn in pleats at the front and back. So even if you wear this without anything else, you're still pretty much covered. Am I doing a nice demonstration? Sorry about that. I'm trying to be practical and maybe looking particularly stupid in the process. So if this is a bit much for you, but you like this look, then how about adding a pair of the high-lows, but cropped? Let me grab those. There we are. I'm achieving this look with the shorter version, the regular length of the high-lows, which when I wear them down are this length on me. I can then, of course, shorten them further by tying them up. I'll do that on one side just to demonstrate the point. The length that these are on me when they're not tied up are about the same length that the long ones are on me when I do tie them up. It's that 4 inches shorter at a time. So I take off 4 inches by doing this, tie up. Have a look in the mirror to see myself. Yeah. So you get that ballooning effect plus the shortening. I'll just leave those tabs here, the straps, leave them hanging down. You get the idea. So the idea behind this look is to have that nice effect of the relatively plain and simple apron worn with a white shirt, but making it longer by adding the trousers in the same color. The silhouette gets longer. You hide your legs if that's what you prefer to do, but the same look still prevails, and that's what I wanted to show here. So moving on, I could of course remove the apron and just have a pair of the high-lows, either cropped or worn longer, with the shirt. Let me show you that. See if I can get out of this without creating a complete mess. There we are. Shirt longer in the back and shorter in the front, as we know. And then by cropping those trousers and showing a little bit of leg, we make the look more summery, more springtime, if you like. I also just thought, actually, let me grab that straight away. I thought of a way of playing with the collar of the shirt, just adding something here without making it a real shawl or a scarf. And I thought of one of the self edges that we keep for parcels. When you get layer cake parcels from me, I always use these leftover self edges to tie them up, to tie up the garments. But look, this could be something simple like this. Or maybe you've got a thin scarf or shawl, maybe you've got fabrics at home that you can just cut in a long straight ribbon shape and then wear with your layer cake shirt. This is unfinished. I love unfinished edges of fabric. I know you're not as keen as I am, but I love them. So this could just be worn like that, and it just adds a little ping at the top of the outfit. Isn't it cute for a spring outfit like this? So if this is still a little bit too chilly and you think, well, I do need something extra, how about this? Kept the rest of the outfit the same and just added a synergy step top without the knitted sleeves and the knitted panel. Just a nice flash of color. You can see that the linen shirt is cut such that it looks great in combination in terms of the lines, in combination with a step top or with a duster, which I'll show you in a minute. But look at this, just bang, the flash of color, and really spring-like, I think. So it still has a couple of layers, but they're nice and loose. They're not too close, nothing warm around your neck. Proper springtime. And of course, if it's still too cold for something like this, you can up the shoe game and wear something warmer. But as soon as you can, lose the socks, give your legs some air, and shout springtime to the world. Okay, shout springtime to the world. You know, this stuff, it just kind of bubbles up. Ignore it. Right, next, let's change the trousers for a pair of herringbones in another spring-like color. Apple herringbone baggies, I should add. Same rest of the outfit. And I kept this because, of course, in this case, it kind of ties in with the shoes. So it does the whole thing of tying the outfit together, something that I say a lot. I'm aware of that. Now, if you have a different pair of, color of shoes, then you could just change this into the color of your shoes, whatever that color may be. And again, it does the same thing. It ties the whole outfit together. So I won't keep this on all the time. I don't want this to start. It was just an idea on the fly, really. I don't want this to start dominating the whole episode of the outfits that I'm showing you, because the idea is to do light spring-like colors. So I was saying apple baggies and then corrected in apple herringbone baggies, but what if I add an apple top to this and replace this with an apple smock? Let's make it a smock. Let's see. You can really see what the natural undyed linen color that is in the herringbone does to the apple green when you hold it next to the apple green that we normally make. Now, of course, this is a cross weave as well, but it's a cross weave of two greens that are very, very, very close together in color. So the duller of the two has been woven together with the undyed linen. And what you get is, like as always with combining our fabrics with each other, both of these have one color in common, so they look fantastic together. And the slight muted and slightly paler washed out green of the trousers makes the green of the smock just pop, doesn't it? Now here you can see again as well what we've done with the sleeves of the shirt to make it sit really well underneath another layer cake, in this case the smock. But if I remove the smock, then we're back to simplifying the look and creating just the spring outfit with the shirt and a bottom, but in this case a nice spring color. Try to hang these up as I go along. Ta-da! Just the shirt with a nice springy color of baggies, keeping that lightness and that spring feel in the outfit. If you then add a light colored, see, I'm trying to keep all the combinations of the different outfits light. They're still layers. It's still warm enough when the outside temperature isn't cooperating, but this says spring, doesn't it? Light and airy, painted Easter eggs, all of that fresh willow leaves. Oh my gosh, a willow in springtime, especially the big weeping willows, my goodness, and all the blossoms everywhere. I do apologize if you're on the other side of the world and you're heading into autumn with me gushing about springtime. But of course we're surrounded by it here, so it's very difficult not to get caught up in it, especially the blossoms. Oh my gosh, I put some on my Instagram feed if you haven't seen them yet. They're so lush. Anyway, this is a little bit cherry blossom-ish, of course, these colors. But let's move on. Let me show you some other combinations. And at the moment, I'll stick with that more muted palette, that paler muted springtime palette. So step one for doing that, actually I'll do this up as well so you can see it closed for a bit, because it works really well and it doesn't, you know, it's not too tight and it's not too close, and because it dips down in the front, it just looks so neat. So I've paled down the outfit even further with a pair of the steel herringbone baggies and then kept that lighter top. But there's a way to wear darker colors as well and make them spring-like. For example, our new palazzos, I'll grab a pair of black ones, but instead of the full length ones, I'll go for the regular length, the shorter length, and show you how those sit on me with my extra height. So this is the regular length palazzos, which are full length if you're not quite as tall as I am, but even if you're just 2 inches shorter, then they'll still be cropped and they'll be coming down to your ankle rather than being all the way down to the floor. So that crop length create together, of course, with the bare legs and the flat shoes, creates a more summertime or springtime look as well. And then together with the lighter colors at the top, this does lovely for a springtime outfit. So it's not like you're stuck with just wearing lots of light colors, but it's more like how you combine them and how you put the outfit together to create more of a lightness and more of a springtime feel. I hope that comes across. Right, let me take this off and then go back to the plainness of just the shirt and the trousers. Super simple and super straight. New palazzos, these are the black ones, and the shirt, which of course is coming soon. Let's add a pop of color. Let's see what I've got color-wise here. Just like that. Very simple, very effective. Just keeping that outfit very neutral and then doing a little flash of color at the top. And then of course you can coordinate any lipstick that you wear or face masks these days, but you get the drift. It's still nice and spring-like, this. Moving on, because I've got more. I'll keep the trousers on just for a little bit longer and add an extra layer again. Grabbed another Synergy top because I want to show you having this neutral undyed linen instead of that bright ochre that I had before. I had the ochre and the black gingham, also in a crop length, and now instead just the plain black palazzos with this undyed linen. And what a different outfit it is just by going to those neutral classic colors. It becomes a really different look. The other one was quite tongue-in-cheek and really playful, and this is much more serious, much more kind of formal, if you like, even though the lines of the garments are very loose. The outfit can be worn on a very formal occasion. I hope that comes across. And then, of course, you can go back to adding something like this, putting that back in. You could even tie this as a formal necktie, a men's necktie. Maybe I should make some of these, having them finished and putting them in the web shop. Speaking of web shop, oh gosh, I'm not talking loud enough. You may not be able to hear this at all. I'm so sorry. Muttering about a web shop. There. This is it tied up as a man's necktie. Just to, again, have a little repetition of the dark color at the top. This could be a wonderful formal work or Zoom outfit, couldn't it? Anyway, what I was saying, muttering about a web shop, is that I've just shown yesterday the new logo for the Slow Wardrobe website. I'll show it to you here as well. Very excited about it. And I'm working very hard with my daughter, who basically put her life on hold for a couple of months to help me get the new website off the ground. And of course, she's a whiz on the computer and really fast, and she sees lots of stuff that I'm blind to because I'm in the business, and she's looking at it from the outside. So she's been an absolute lifesaver, and we're getting to the point that we can change over from the existing website to the new one. And we're shooting for doing that this coming week. So in the last couple of days of March, the website will be down for a number of hours when we're changing over. We'll do it as quickly as we can, of course. And then by the start of Good Friday, there should be a brand spanking new website ready to roll. So very excited about that. Anyway, so I was muttering about that because I thought, oh, you know, doing something, making these, rather than just having these unfinished pieces, they could be finished thin, long scarves or straps. Because of course you can wear these tied around a layer cake as well, at bust level, for example. Let me try that with one of the other garments. Put a dress on. Okay, I'll keep the shirt, but I'll change this for a dress, and then I'll see about creating a princess line with the dress. Okay, dress on, keeping it with the neutrals. Oh, and again, of course, to make this outfit more spring-like, I could lose the trousers. Let's lose the trousers. Don't I make it look easy? I wish, right? Okay, so another springtime look of just the shirt and the dress. This is the shorter dress because I haven't got the longer dress in a size 1 ready to put on, but you get the idea. And then you could grab something like this and create a princess line. Princess waist. Now, because I'm wearing a shorter dress, I don't think this is going to look particularly good on me, because of course it makes the front of the dress pull up. But if this was a play suit, gosh, I have to try it with a play suit now. Sorry, gotta try it. I'm too excited not to. Here we go. Okay, play suit. You can do this with a belt, of course, if you have it. It's going to end up looking a little bit messy because I'm not making much effort to do this neatly. But you get the idea. See what I mean? It still does all the skimming everything, but it gives that extra emphasis, that extra, and of course if you are losing some weight, for example, and your layer cakes are getting a little bit roomy, then this is a nice way to nip them in as well. By the way, we will be offering for people who are losing a lot of weight or have lost a lot of weight and whose layer cakes are too big around the bust, we will be offering a service where we can take in those sides for you. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Drop me a line and we will sort that out. But in the meantime, it's a nice way to jazz up an outfit. So that can be a play suit, a dress. I would just go for the longer dress in my case. A tabard, a smock. They could all benefit from this kind of treatment and look. And it can give you an emphasis like a belt does, but without putting it in a place where you think, yeah, this is just going to make my hips or my tummy stick out. Pulling it up like that is real effective. Right. Apologies for the play suit looking a little bit bedraggled. This is it having hung under the shorter versions. You know how we have them hanging nested at shows? We still keep them here at the studio like that, just from a space point of view, because of course our stocks are quite broad with all the different colors that we have. And there are still plenty of garments that when you order them, we have to make them for you, but we still try to keep that number down and have a lot of stock of a lot of garments in a lot of lengths and sizes. So for a while, these purple play suits were in short supply, but we've got new purple fabric, so we've got lots of them again. That as an aside. Nice spring color as well, of course, and lovely to wear with other brights, because I was going quite pastel-y with my spring colors, thinking of Easter and painted eggs and stuff like that. But what about bright? I'll show you. Go back to that yellow. Look at this. Into the ochre. Together with that purple and half a plant. And then bring in something like this. Oh, wow. Right? Now, it doesn't have to be a scarfy like this, but I'm trying to show you the combination of colors and how they work together. You can calm it down a little bit by going in this direction. See? Even this would work. But I was thinking of the really fresh colors, and the brighter they are, the more spring-like they are in their association. Try not to make an incredible mess as I go. Bright, bright, bright. Okay. I've got a couple left that I wanted to show you that I prepared. I will lose the bright play suit and show another pair of baggies with the shirt. So here are my trusted and beloved small check baggies. I always say they go with everything, and they really do, including spring. So if you've got a pair of these and you think, well, she's talking about all these bright colors, but these are quite muted and they are on the darker side of the spectrum. Well, by just popping on a white top like the shirt, great springtime outfit, less layers, less dense in its look, and just a lighter feel altogether. Now, if you like the idea of the step top that I was showing, the Synergy step top that I was showing as an extra layer, but you're not that keen on those super bright colors, you can pick any of the colors out of the baggies that we do out of the small check baggies that we do in step tops and wear that. I'll grab one. So here is the blue Synergy step top, again without the sleeves, to show off, because of course we sell them without the sleeves and we send you the yarn with it, to show you. I've put on and taken off so many outfits that my little buttons have gotten undone. There we are. With the whiteness of this, the sleeves of the shirt still showing and the bottom as before, this blue color picks up, of course, the blue that's in the stripes of the baggies. And without going super bright, this is still a lovely spring outfit. Shall I show you some more of the palazzos? I'm not giving them much airtime. I'm not sure why. I've shown you the cropped ones. Let me show you a pair of long ones. I've literally just clocked that I forgot to turn on my little pop of fairy light color in the corner. Sorry. It was the stress of the flipping microphone not working, and I'm hoping that this is working. That, you know, talking into my iPhone, and that we're getting a decent recording. I'm going to be so miffed if we don't. Here we go, the bitter lime baggies. I kept the rest on, but if I then lose the blue top, which together with the bitter lime makes for a darker, more muted outfit, then you can see how much fresher the bitter lime looks immediately if I lose this muted blue. If I then add a brighter color, it'll lift the bitter lime even further. I'll show you. Like this. Taking it back to the apple smock. Of course, the apple and the bitter lime have a color in common. They look beautiful together, and the apple is making the bitter lime look all yellowish and ochreish, and it's giving it a lovely, lovely glow. Great combination, really good spring combination as well. The one thing that I wanted to show you that I haven't shown you yet is one of the longer dusters. Just to talk you through the outfits that my ladies here are wearing. We have a pair of the neutral check baggies with a mini tabard in steel, and then one of the two limited edition really super fine undyed linen long dusters. I've only got two of those left. We keep going with the long dusters and the thinner linen, but that was that very limited amount of fabric that I had last spring that I used up, and there's only two of them left, so grab them if you want them. Then the other lady, who is a size set to be a size 3 for your reference, to show you what layer cakes look on a bigger size. She is wearing the large size baggies in the moth colorway, and on top a synergy step top with the panels knitted, and a linen scarf, linen shawl that is knitted in some of the Artisan Yarns linen. I still have some of the Artisan Yarns linen in stock, and this is one of those free patterns on Ravelry that's just gorgeous. I mean, look at this. This has got beads knitted into it, and the pattern is called, I think it's Swallowtail. Yes, Swallowtail. Free download on Ravelry, and knitted with 100 grams of linen. Gorgeous as a springtime little scarf. Look at that. And of course, this can be knitted with the Artisan Yarns linen, but it's also perfect for the Layercake linen 3-ply, which is available in 25 different colors. I think this is adorable. I think it's beautiful. Anyway, back to the dusters before I finish this week's springtime layer cake session with the white shirt. Another duster. I'll keep the rest of the outfit on. Oh, here I am, poor plant. Again, abusing it. This kind of goes in with the story about not knowing about gardening, I guess. Abusing the plants around me. Not on purpose, I promise. Kept the rest of the outfit on because I wanted to show you the duster not just as a garment for inside, but in springtime, a garment for outside. It can just serve as a thin extra layer when you're stepping out, when you think, well, I'm not quite confident to walk out in my outfit without anything on. I need an extra layer, but not much. It could be a duster. This is even the gauzy one. That's the thinnest one we have. But it looks great as an extra layer to just go out in springtime. What do you think? And of course, you can lose the smock, but keep the duster. I'll show you that just before signing off. And here it is. Just the palazzos in the bitter lime with the white shirt. and a long duster. This of course can very easily be replaced with a short duster. I've shown you those before already as well. So I'll leave it at this. I hope I've given you some inspiration for springtime layer cakes. Any questions, any feedback or comments, drop me a line or send me a direct message on Instagram. All inquiries welcome, of course. In the meantime, I hope that you're going to enjoy Easter next weekend, a long weekend, and I hope together with me you look forward to the new website. I'll see you again soon.